Welcome to the Mamba Cement Health and Safety Induction video. Mamba Cement produces superior quality cement at competitive prices. Our newest integrated cement plant in Southern Africa has a capacity of over 1.2 million tons per year. True to our pure performance ethos, we only use the highest quality raw materials. Our focus on customer service is at the heart of it all. The aim of this video is to expose you to the health, safety, and environmental policies put in place to ensure the well-being of all the employees and the environment. Anyone in possession of a firearm when accessing the site must sign in at security. You'll receive a key for a safe to lock the firearm away. When leaving the site, you must unlock the safe, collect your firearm, and return the key to the security officer. Everyone accessing the site will undergo alcohol testing. Should you test positive for alcohol, an alcohol verification test form will be completed to indicate the initial positive test result. The supervisor, HOD, or host will be contacted to verify the second test in person. If the second test is positive, the alcohol verification test form will be submitted to the HR department or the contractor's supervisor for disciplinary action to be taken. Tools and equipment must be on a list and declared with security. Respect, empathy, reliability, care, learning, and acceptance are our SHE values. Our SHE policy aims to integrate SHE requirements into daily activities and management practices and ensure that best practices are implemented in order to reduce and eliminate risk and impacts. Prevent pollution and injuries and ensure the protection of overall well-being of personnel and relevant community that may be exposed by factory activities. Comply to all relevant SHE legislation and applicable requirements to which we subscribe. Promote SHE awareness and build capacity of personnel and relevant community. Open participation, consultation, and communication regarding SHE matters with personnel and the relevant community. Measure, monitor, and evaluate SHE activities against applicable legal requirements. Implement resource and energy optimization strategies. Preserve and rehabilitate land on which we operate. Insubordination and aggressive behaviors such as intimidation, fighting, stealing, physical abuse, verbal abuse, harassment, and swearing is not allowed. Persons with such behavior will be removed from the site. Employees will undergo a disciplinary hearing. Prohibited items on the site include illegal drugs, alcohol, firearms and ammunition, unauthorized open blade knives, and any other weapons. Beware of parking rules such as reverse parking as well as signage in specific areas. If they're not clear, please ask security or your host. No horse playing or fighting is allowed on site. Do not touch, interfere, or tamper with any equipment on site. Demarcated areas are closed off by tape, fence, or gate. Be aware of TMMs on site. They won't see you. No smoking inside buildings. Do not remove items from the site without permission. Cell phones, music players, and earphones are not allowed on while operating tools and equipment as well as in confined spaces and at heights or while being on duty. Certain employees and contractors will have cell phone functionality as part of their duties. Employees and contractors appointed by Mamba that abuse company time on private calls or social media could face disciplinary action. Mamba will not take responsibility for the loss of private property. Security reserves the right to search any vehicle or container accessing and leaving the site. Should anything happen to you, report it to your host. Obey the safety signage displayed. Tie up long hair and avoid wearing loose outer clothing when entering the plant. Possession and dealing of intoxicating substances and narcotics is not allowed. Prescription and pharmaceutical drugs that can affect concentration must be reported to the clinic. Please be cautious when in dusty areas. Beware of hot materials and surfaces in the production areas. Ensure you have 3-point contact when in falling areas. No video footage or photos may be taken of the operation, equipment, vehicles, people, and anything else. None of these can be placed on any social media or public platforms without written approval. No one may make a statement on behalf of Mamba Cement on any public platform without management's written approval. The laboratory forms an integral part of our quality control. The laboratory ensures regular verification of quality throughout the cement process, as well as traceable quality verification according to the EN specifications. Mamba Cement is the holder of an air emissions license or certificate. We follow the environmental policies of care of duty and best practice. We have air pollution technologies that prevent and limit air pollutants like electrostatic precipitators and bag houses. Our roads are dust suppressed daily and even multiple times a day in some areas. Mamba Cement holds an integrated water use license. We follow environmental policies like continual improvement and protection of a water resource. We protect valuable water resources by being a zero water discharge concern. The pollution control dam and water treatment plants are an example of this. Mamba ensures that all waste is handled and disposed of responsibly. Please make use of the color-coded skips on site correctly. Red is for hazardous waste, green is for general waste, blue is for recyclable waste. Used oil is collected by an authorized service provider for recycling. When waste is collected from a site, a collection slip provided by the service provider must be signed and a record must be kept at the SHE manager's office. A place for everything and everything in its place. Always clean up after yourself and don't litter. Remove tripping hazards and keep walkways clear. Should you come across a snake, call the maintenance foreman or the safety department. The foreman will dispatch the trained snake handler on site to the specific point. Keep a safe distance of 10 meters from the snake while keeping an eye on its movement until the snake handler arrives. Some snakes can spit. Make sure that you keep your distance. Please do not attempt to catch or kill the snake. Mamba has a Chinese and local canteen. These canteens provide a balanced meal to permanent employed staff daily during work hours. Non-employees can only eat at the local canteen on pre-approval by your Mamba host or manager. The on-site clinic provides basic primary health care. An ambulance with paramedics is available on site to transport employees requiring urgent medical attention. In the event of an injury, get help from a trained first aider. After first aid is administered, the first aider must complete the first aid control sheet. All personnel and visitors must use approved personal protective equipment in the applicable areas. All employees must wear PPE where applicable. Applicable PPE includes eye protection, which includes safety glasses. Prescription glasses must comply with the same standard or cover impact safety spectacles must be worn over them. High visibility clothing or vest. Long pants are necessary at all times on the job site. Head protection, which includes a hard hat and safety goggles or a visor depending on the environment in which duties are performed. Sleeves on shirts are required to cover at least the bicep. Ensure you don't wear excessive loose clothing or jewelry that could get caught in moving machinery. Additional PPE will be identified from task risk assessments. Lockers are provided for employees to store PPE. In the event of an emergency, the alarm will ring for 30 seconds. Stop all work. Do not run, but walk swiftly to the nearest emergency assembly point. Only use fire extinguishers if you are trained to do so. Note that the emergency controller is the plant manager or his delegate on site. Supervisors or foremen are the contingency officers. The emergency assembly points on site are found at the office parking area in front of the main office building, in front of the packing plant ablution area, in front of CCR. All personnel will undergo a pre-employment medical examination and be declared fit for duty. Medicals will be renewed annually and when required. Exit medicals will be conducted immediately before termination. An HIV/AIDS awareness program is in place which includes testing and counseling, wellness days and ensuring access to ongoing support for affected individuals. TMMs must be inspected by the responsible driver. Every operator must complete the checklist before each new shift and report any non-compliance found on the vehicle for corrective action. Heavy vehicles should be parked in the designated areas at each department. Keys must never be left in any parked vehicle. It's mandatory to follow the key handover procedure strictly to avoid unauthorized use of TMMs. Always wear a safety belt and switch the headlights on. Note that the speed is limited to 20 km per hour. Passengers may not be transported by an open vehicle. No tools may be carried in the back of vehicles with passengers. Obey all traffic signs and always comply with maintenance schedules. Tools must be inspected by the appointed inspector. Competency and training are required when using hydraulic or explosive-powered tools. Our duties as the employer include providing and maintaining a working environment that's safe and without risk, obtaining a permit to work, ensuring absence of risks to health in connection with production, processing, use, handling, storage, and transport of articles, ensuring occupational hygiene and medicine programs, providing information, instructions, training, PPE, facilities, and supervision, which includes appointment to ensure safety of the employee. Enforcing measures in the interest of health and safety. You have the right to leave an unsafe workplace. If you feel that your work area is unsafe, call the safety rep and explain the situation. If the safety rep is unavailable, call your supervisor or manager. The safety rep will conduct an inspection of the area and handle the situation if he can. If not, you will be immediately removed from the area and the supervisor will be called to also inspect the area. No other employee may enter or remain in that area. The rest of the team will be informed by the safety rep that entry or work into that area is prohibited. After inspection, an agreement is reached on a plan to make the area safe. Once it's implemented, the safety rep and supervisor will declare the area safe and you can return to work. Be aware that refusing to work and reasoning that work can't continue due to safety reasons must be taken seriously. If you are found to use this procedure as a non-legitimate reason to refuse work, you could face disciplinary action. Your duties as an employee or contractor are to take reasonable care for the health and safety of yourself and others, cooperate with employer, carry out any lawful order given to you and comply with the SHE rules, measures and procedures. Report any unsafe or unhealthy situation to your safety rep and/or supervisor. Request information or records in the interests of health and safety. Use and care for PPE, facilities and other equipment provided in the interest of health and safety. Note that you shouldn't have to pay for anything the employer is obligated to provide in the interest of health and safety. You may appeal to the medical inspector against a decision that you're unfit to perform any particular category of work. An appeal must be lodged with the medical inspector within 30 days of the decision or finding. When the medical inspector receives an appeal, they must choose a medical practitioner who is not employed by Mamba or your employee and arrange for you to be re-examined by that medical practitioner at the cost of the Chief Inspector of Mines. The medical practitioner must report to the medical inspector, who must then consider the appeal and confirm, set aside or vary the decision or finding of the occupational medical practitioner, or substitute it with any other decision or finding. Risk assessments must be completed for normal and out of the ordinary tasks that are planned to be performed. This identifies and mitigates all the safety risks you may be exposed to. Control room operators or CROs must be made aware of who is working in which area under their control and what the risks or safety requirements for those areas are. Ensure that the risk assessments are signed by them before starting any work. Lock out all energy sources and remember to tag. Ensure that you complete the register for lockout and that the operator approves it. Never enter any area with moving equipment without disabling the machinery either by lockout or using the built-in interlock systems. Please note that the plant can't be started until the lockout has been lifted and the authorization to start is obtained. You must be trained and authorized to apply lockout. All personnel must undergo Mamba Cement's health, safety and environmental induction training before commencement of work and will be renewed annually. Induction will be maintained in respective files for the duration of your site visit for a period of 2 years. Confined spaces. Electric welding, gas welding, cutting or any other hot work may not be performed on the interior or exterior or near the openings of any confined space, stacking and storing. All packaging material must be removed from the work area immediately. Barricading. In areas where restriction or prevention of unauthorized people accessing is needed, barricades and guards to prevent entry will be provided. Work at elevated positions. Only people who have attended accredited training are allowed to work in elevated positions. Lifting equipment. Lifting equipment must be inspected regularly in-house and also load tested annually by accredited institutions. Inspections and testing are done by following a predetermined set of checks and testing as required by law. Scaffolding. An appropriate scaffolding tagging system must be used to confirm the status of scaffolding for use or not to be used. Lifting equipment must be obtained from the lifting equipment cabinet and must be booked out and returned when the work is completed. It must carry the appropriate tags, must be stored in the appropriate manner, and it must be returned. Only trained and experienced packing machine operators can work on the packing production line. Appointed forklift operators must have valid operating licenses as well as a Mamba permit to operate forklifts. Packing operators and TMM operators must complete the required checklists and risk assessments as required by the packing department. In the event of a spillage, sweep or vacuum to minimize dust dispersion. Ensure that the products are kept dry. Personnel must report all incidents to the responsible manager within 24 hours of them occurring or before the end of the work shift. The incident site must be immediately demarcated until the incident investigation is complete. The investigation report must be submitted within 3 days of the incident. All incidents must be reported in the form of a flash report. Injuries sustained while on duty must be reported to the supervisor within the same shift. Make use of the Compensation Commission or WCC. Reportable incidents include death, injury, unconsciousness, or incapacitation of any employee. Ensure you use the necessary PPE to protect yourself from inhalation as well as hazards associated with the eyes and skin. Clinker is abrasive and care should be taken to protect your eyes and lungs by wearing eye protection and dust masks when working with or close to clinker conveying systems. Be cautious when working near conveyors. Conveyors are dangerous moving equipment that should be treated with utmost caution. Never perform work on a conveyor unless it's locked out according to the lockout procedure. Excessive exposure to noise can cause hearing loss. Make sure that you wear your hearing protection correctly and adhere to high noise area demarcation. Plant workers, contractors and visitors must obtain authorized entry to the quarry from the quarry office. The quarry front entry must be used for entry of any unauthorized people and vehicles. Please note that only dump trucks are authorized to use the road and gates between the crusher and quarry. Mining trucks transporting mined limestone between the quarry, the crusher and milling area must access the plant on the crusher road through the main gate and the weigh bridges. The quarry follows a strict set of pre-checks and clearances before blasting. Only authorized and trained personnel will be granted access during this time. Pre-blasting sirens will be activated and a mobile siren will travel through the cement plant to give warning of the intended blasting. Ensure that all LDVs entering the quarry have reflective stickers and flashing orange lights. When offloading raw materials into the silo, the operator performing the offloading must ensure that a risk assessment is completed. All connections must be well maintained and in good operating condition on tankers. Whip check must be attached to both ends of the pressure pipes to ensure safe control. Ensure that you are familiar with the information in the Material Safety Data Sheet or MSDS to ensure safe use of hazardous materials and chemicals. All storage must be bunded or have drip trays and be provided with spill kits. Pay attention to the safety signage posted up. Chemicals and hazardous materials must be stored in designated areas and containers. Gas cylinders must be stored in an upright position. The cylinders should be securely fastened, not to fall over, and marked. Ensure that there are fire extinguishers in close proximity. Bulk loading route. Proceed straight and use bypass at the weighbridge. Follow the slipway to the left and keep straight. Turn right once you've passed the bag loading area. Carry on straight and turn right again. Bulk loading takes place straight ahead. Once finished, proceed straight, turn right, left and straight again using the bypass next to the weighbridge to the exit. Gypsum offloading route. Proceed straight once you've entered the premises crossing the weighbridge. Turn right at the third turn and proceed straight, taking the first left and then right again. The gypsum offloading areas will be on the left on both sides of the building. Use the same route to exit. Fly ash offloading route. Proceed straight crossing the weighbridge once you've entered the premises. Turn right at the third turn and proceed straight, taking the first left and then right. The fly ash offloading area will be on the left. Use the same route to exit. Duff coal, bottoms ash, silica sand and iron ore loading area. Proceed straight after entering and make a slight left at the bagging area. Carry on straight and turn right at the fourth turn. Continue straight ahead where you will find iron ore, silica sand, bottoms ash and duff coal to your right. Make a left turn after offloading and follow the same route to exit. Bag loading route. Proceed straight crossing the weighbridge. Follow the slipway to the left. Keep straight and turn right once you've passed the bag loading area. Turn right again into the loading area. Once finished, proceed straight using the left lane across the weighbridge to the exit. Diesel delivery route. Proceed straight after entering the premises, crossing the weighbridge and take the first right turn. Drive straight and turn at the third exit. Turn right, then right at the next turn. Follow the path until you reach the delivery area. Once finished, proceed straight and use the same route to exit. Stores delivery route. Take the first right after entering and proceed straight ahead, taking the fourth left. Continue straight and take the first right and right again. Continue straight where the stores will be on your left. Burning fuel delivery. Proceed straight and use bypass at the weighbridge. Follow the slipway to the left and keep straight. Turn right once you've passed the bag loading area. Carry on straight and turn right again. Burning fuel delivery takes place straight ahead. Once finished, proceed straight. Turn right, then left, and right again. Proceed straight, then turn left. Carry on straight again using the bypass next to the weighbridge to the exit. Take note of the forklift or TMM majority working area, which surrounds the packing plant, as well as those of the front end loader which are here. The following route indicates normal traffic flow. To avoid risk of injury, pedestrians must use the demarcated crossings. Please stop at pedestrian crossings and at crossings that might be close to blind spot. TMMs must blow their horns as a warning. Warning signs are placed at these crossings. Please note the danger classification for pedestrians. The areas marked with red are high risk. Those in yellow are medium risk areas. And those in green are low risk areas. It's your responsibility to take care of your health and safety as well as that of others that may be affected by your acts or omissions. We trust that this video has made you aware of all the rules and policies required to help us maintain the safe and clean working conditions here at Mamba Cement. Stay safe and thank you for watching.